Hello, we are Ben and Shani, and we thought we would take you along on the next big adventure in our self-built, newly converted camper van, Barney. We are on day 4 of our road trip around Wales, and today we make our way up the west coast to a town called Aberystwyth, where we have a beautiful campsite booked for the next 2 nights. But on the recommendation of a friend, we are taking a little detour and going to a tiny little fishing town called Newquay. After arriving in Newquay nice and early this morning, we have made our way down onto the beautiful harbour where we have been recommended to take a boat trip to see if we can spot any dolphins or seals. Following a recommendation, we did book this trip online the night before we went, meaning that we could get on the first boat. We were one of only 5 people, which meant that the boat was really spacious and we got to take in the beautiful views of the Cardigan Bay with nice peaceful surroundings. The skippers on the boat were great, giving us loads of local information as we made our way around the bay. Cardigan Bay is home to around 300 bottlenose dolphins, making it one of the best places in Wales to go dolphin spotting. Obviously, we saw them when we got back to the harbour. After the boat trip, we spent the next hour milling around the harbour watching the dolphins bobbing up and down, pretending that we weren't waiting for Ben's phone to return from the boat trip that had gone for a second round. After a beautiful morning on the harbour and our little boat trip, we jumped back in the van and headed to our next campsite, making our way up to Aberystwyth, where we'd booked a beautiful campsite called Morfa Bycan. Just wait until you see the views. This campsite really did have everything that we needed. We utilised the swimming pool, the spotlessly clean showers and the laundrette after 4 days on the road. And the views? Well, take a little look and decide for yourself. After a busy morning, we had a nice relaxing afternoon and a nice yummy barbecue while Elliot played in the park. We decided after dinner to go for a nice walk. Just over the cliff edge there is a beautiful beach. It's very stony, it's not a sandy beach, but it's lovely just to go for a walk, and the sunsets were insane. Waking up on day 5, we had a little bit of rain, so we headed into the local town of Aberystwyth to take a look around. We took a short wander up the promenade and had fish and chips on the pier, but we were missing the beach, so we decided to head off and explore. Good afternoon. So this one is too good not to share. We have just parked up in a place, we're up on the west coast of Wales. This is called Ynslas Beach. After a very quick Welsh lesson, I can confirm that this is called Ynslas Beach. I'm not gonna lie, I've not been that impressed with West Wales so far. We've been to Aberystwyth this morning, wasn't really for us. It's just a little town, like seasidey town, but just we prefer to be out and about in places like this. And I found this on Instagram of all places, so we thought we'd have a little drive down. It was about half an hour away, and well, let me take you to have a little look. Beautiful. So you can park on the beach. The boys are out playing a game of catch. And behind us are sand dunes. So it costs £4 to park here all day. So I'm just going to put the kettle on, and while the boys are playing, I might sit and read my book, looking at the views. One of the things I love most about having a camper van is if you are out exploring and you're not really enjoying what you're doing, all you have to do is hop back in and go off to the next place, and it is amazing the places you find. Really interestingly, and if you enjoy a little bit of history, Beach in World War II was used as a top secret weapons testing range. So there are still some explosives along the beach that you have to be careful of, and there are signs warning you of this. I think the thing that I love most about this beach was the absolutely incredible scenery. One minute you're looking at mountains, the next minute you're looking at clear blue waters and white sandy beaches, and the sand dunes are just massive. And also apparently good for jumping out on people, unless you're better at walking past them. This place is amazing. Look at the size of it behind me. Boys are those little dots behind me. I don't know if you can see them. There they are. About to skim some stones, their favourite thing to do. And I'm just walked. Okay. This beach looks like it's untouched. The sand dunes behind me are huge. Weather's a bit moody today. Can't make its mind up. 1 minute it's hot. It's actually a really warm breeze. So I'm just walking around. Elliot's been collecting stones for me because he knows I like the white ones. They're so small. I currently have 6 in my pocket. So behind me, miles away on those mountains, well, not mountains, hills, they look like mountains, is our campsite. Probably about 40 minutes away. Beautiful. I'm happiest when I'm on the beach. It's like a little village over there, or whether they're just houses. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to go for a little look. But you have to be careful, there's one in the village you can't come on because there's birds nesting, so it's a red zone at the moment. Not sure who's enjoying skimming stones or definitely them. As you come into the car park, there are some people there that will guide you in, and they do tell you about places where you can and can't go. So at the time that we visited, there were birds nesting, so there were sections that you couldn't go to, but it was beautiful to walk around the estuary. After yet another amazing day in beautiful West Wales and my faith of the coast restored, we went back to the campsite before heading off on another trip the next morning. This was an unplanned trip. We weren't actually meant to be going up into the mountains, but because we'd seen so much of Wales that we love so far, we managed to book a beautiful campsite. They just got better as the trip went on, and this one you are not going to want to miss. The drive there, I think, was as epic as the rest of the holiday. Just wait until you see this scenery. Wales is incredible. After too many picture stops than I care to think about, we arrived at our next campsite, and well, Ben was sorting out the water and clearing out the toilet, the fun jobs of camper vans, and I just stood there and took in the views. Just look at those mountains. We are now in the heart of Snowdonia. With this being a last minute unplanned stop, we wanted to cram as much in as we could. From the campsite you can take a beautiful walk through the countryside to the gorgeous little town of Bethgelert. This place is absolutely lovely. You walk along the river and it just reminds me of something out of a movie. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I did try every flavour of fudge. And while in Snowdonia, of course you have to climb Snowdon. However, we did have a 5-year-old with us, so climbing to the summit was probably a little bit ambitious, especially with this being an unplanned trip. But we did get up nice and early and we were in the car park at the bottom of the Watkins path at 7:45 in the morning. I would recommend getting there super early because that car park was absolutely rammed when we got back at 11:30, and it's not that big. That probably only fits about 30 cars in, and if like us you're in a big camper van, there isn't that many spaces. We then took the lovely path, which you can just sit and enjoy with us, up to the Watkins Falls. The walk took us probably about an hour there, and we did get lost on the way back, so probably about an hour and 45 back. But wow, this is probably the highlight of my trip to Wales. This place is an amazing place for a spot of wild swimming, which Ben did enjoy while we were there. After what I can describe as probably the most epic walk that I've ever taken, we headed down to a local lake called Linguinance, where we spent the rest of the afternoon on the kayak, bobbing around and just generally chilling out. After a lot of steps, we decided to treat ourselves at the local pub to dinner. This is another story I would not recommend. I can confirm no 5-year-olds drank beer, it was for picture purposes only, insisted by said 5-year-old. With a phrase of what I can only describe as completely gutted, we knew that tonight was our last night, not only just in Snowdonia, but also on our road trip in Wales, and tomorrow we were really sad to be starting our journey home. However, do you always have to go home when you're in a camper van? Before we go, here's a little look at our campsite. With a 5.5-hour drive ahead of us, with what I can only be described as full of gloom at the thought of returning to normality, we decided to take a little trip back through the Brecon Beacons, and as you can see, we were given a display of a rather exciting plane of some sort. Very fast, a bit like Top Gun. Yet again, Wales offered us the most incredible scenery, and I think this was Ben's most favourite part of driving in Wales, because it was one of those roads that you see in the films where they're big, twisty and turny and go for miles in front of you, the ones that he's been desperate to take the camper van on, and we thoroughly enjoyed them. We were so high up here that our ears popped. But we had no idea where we were heading. We were just winging it and hoping to find a little park up. And on our way, we found the beautiful Elan Valley. Elan Valley is made up of 6 reservoirs, and when I say we had a whistle-stop tour here, we literally spent an hour here, but I would definitely come back to explore this further and see what it has to offer. We just stopped, had a little bit of lunch before heading off to find somewhere to sleep for the night, but we did have a little run-in with some of the locals.
Life, isn't he? He's like, you ain't from round here, are you?
Hello, mate.
He's like, if you want to go past me,
You want to go over my bridge?
You'll have to go round me, mate, because I tell you what, I ain't budging. This is my home turf.
After a quick lunch and a couple of pictures, we were back on the road to find our park up for the night, and I'm not going to lie, I've lost track of the miles that we've done now. Good evening. So it's Friday night. We've been away for a whole week now, and sadly we left Snowdonia this morning, which we are all gutted about because wow, that place is stunning, like beautiful. So we have decided not to drive all the way home because it was about 6 hours. We are in this beautiful little park up. You can see, I don't know if you can see just over there. The boys are out looking for sticks so that we can toast some marshmallows. This is just a little wild park up. We're just under Penifan. And we are right next to, I believe it's called the Usk Reservoir. So we found a really nice little park up. It is on park for the night, so we are going to stay here tonight. Quite set back off the main road. It's down like a little bumpy track. There's a couple of other vans here. But yeah, just beautiful. Definitely pretending that the holiday's not coming to an end. Van's a complete mess. We've got half of Wales beach in here, I'm pretty sure. We've had a mismatch dinner tonight of everything that's left in the fridge, which is actually probably one of the nicest dinners we've had. And here come the boys. So we're going to toast marshmallows, and then I think we're going to put the projector on and just have a little bit of a chilled night tonight, because we've got another 3 hours of driving tomorrow. And just like that, after 8 days on the road, our epic road trip in Wales has sadly come to an end. But it has become one of our favourite road trips that we have ever done, and we are taking home a bucket full of memories. We thank you so much for enjoying the trip with us, and we really hope that you've taken some good spots that you might visit yourself. Let us know if you do. Thank you so much, and we really hope that you'll join us next week for some new adventures in some new places. Watch this space. Bye bye.